Kukik Baker.
Joe Karetak, my name is Joe Karetak. I now work for Aqqiumavvik Society as the IQ Research Coordinator.
And I work for the Aqqiumavvik Society, which is a non-profit society in Arviat that's based on healing and wellness and Inuit Qaujimajatuqangit and continual learning, because no matter how old we are, we're always continuing to learn, doing new things, making life better for ourselves and for other people. So the Aqqiumavvik Society officially started in 2016. But our programming started way before that, like our Young Hunters program, one of our first programs started in 2012. It wasn't until 2016 that we actually formed the society. Before that, we worked under the Arviat Wellness Committee. We had 6 priorities that came out of one of our community consultations. And 2 of those priorities were to bring country food back into people's diets and to have activities for youth. And so my background being working with youth, I said, why don't we take those 2 priorities and create one program that will hit those two priorities at the same time. So growing up, we would always go hunting and on the land with our families, and so I decided that there's that would be a good way to go, a good direction, taking kids on the land. There's a lot of kids who don't have the opportunity here anymore. Lots of people who are living in like single parent families or not enough income to buy hunting equipment, and so it's those kids who are missing out, and it's those kids who are don't have that foundational piece that's missing in their lives. And so we created the Young Hunters program in order to meet those needs.
I started out as one of the directors for Aqqiumavvik Society, but one of the approaches that we knew we had to have was to have a Inuit cultural appropriate approach. And so when we look at doing programming, we try to have that holistic approach. And I think by saying that, we are more able to be useful to Inuit people, because we have a very deliberate approach of having Inuit Qaujimajatuqangit as the premises and basis of all our planning. All our programs are managed in the same way. So one of the things that we wanted to do was always have elders and committees that are in the Aqqiumavvik Society help determine the direction we're going, and we're always going to continue to get feedback from the community and approach it from that. If we have to build something from nothing, then we'll do that. But if there's something that's already working and that's going to help us, we're willing to take that too. So
we have a bunch of different programs that we offer here, like that are geared to everyone in the community. So we have a parenting program that people like prenatal mothers and fathers and young parents, even right up until grandparents, anybody can take that course. So we offer the Inuit Parenting Program, which is based on IQ. Everything put together was created by elders. And so it's taught by instructors alongside elders for anybody who wants to take it. And then we also have the Young Hunters program, which caters to middle school, high school, and young adults. Like with the young hunters, we have elder time where they're learning IQ, values, principles, foundational laws, and they have shop time where they're learning how to build traditional tools, and then they have on the land time where they're taking what they learned from the classroom, from the shop, taking the tools that they built in the shop and putting them all into practice on the land so that they gain those skills and knowledge. Then we also have our men's programming. So we have men's healing groups, which is same. Everything that we do is based on IQ, taught with instructors and elders working alongside each other. We have a healing component where men gather and share food and talk about issues. But they also have skill development where they're learning how to do, we'll have different workshops on different things, like it could be ulu making or ʔʔimavvik making or igloo building, or
even job preparation, like trying to learn to have a job, anything that they need. Like,
yeah, budgeting.
It's very need-based approach.
We also have an elders committee that we're doing research with on ʔʔumavvik. You want to talk about that?
Inuit have been researched and researched. We're the most researched people of anybody, and none of it's benefiting us, really. Hardly, very little benefited us. And so we thought that we should influence and try to help people that are coming up north to study Inuit, to start studying them a way that's going to be useful to us. And that we wanted to help them have a cultural appropriate approach to researching, and by volunteering to help them even set up meetings with people, because we know through research, anybody that does research, if we help them out, it also helps us. So, and we also influence how it gets reported. One of the things that we realized throughout history was that it was all about harmony and balance. Like Inuit believed in harmony and balance, and so if we're all good, we're all okay, everything works better. And so one of the methods that they used a lot was this concept called ʔʔimavvik. It's sort of interpreted in English as consensus building, but it's a little more than that. It's a very flexible, dynamic concept, and one of the things we want to develop for people who want help or need help in our communities that are in a difficult situation, hard to help, and they're having trouble and stuff, is that we want to re-establish in the community an ʔʔimavvik working group that we need to develop to decide how it's going to function, and do more research on how it used to work and how it was used to help the community do well. And it's it looks at the community doing well, but it also understands that each one of the members in the community has to do well in order for all of the community to do well. So its approach is holistic. It's a holistic approach to solution seeking. And ʔʔimavvik is something that Inuit had used to help stabilize their operation in the community, because without cooperation, without working well together, the environment is hard enough as it is. If you have a really harsh environment and you're not working well together, nobody's going to survive. So with the harsh conditions that we have, this was a mechanism to help people and not leave people out that are struggling. It was meant to try to help anybody and everybody. So we're just starting to develop the working group. So we're still having to interview more elders, and some elders that started are no longer around already, so we have to recruit new members. But once we develop this program on ʔqiumavvik, we hope to create a document or a program that other communities, if they want to, can actually use it.
With the ʔqiumavvik process, we're also looking at researching how you can apply that with healing and addictions, and with community justice, like restorative justice, how we could use that process in those areas, not only in one area, but how you could use it in the whole community.
This ʔqiumavvik group is going to we're going to try to have representation of all age groups. It'll primarily be elders probably, but there has to be some younger people and stuff involved, so that they're learning from the elders, because this has to keep going afterwards. Once you get it going, it's going to keep having to go. We'd really like to thank Aqqiumavvik Society, that they've created an opportunity that elders have been saying for a long time. We need something that helps us.